Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. Wherever you are, whoever you support, welcome. It's episode 2 of AngeR Management with Wolfie. It's been 7 days since we spoke. His club has played twice since. We're going to be getting some updates on Nottingham Forest. NASA DJs apparently are trying to buy Spurs for $4.5 billion. That storyline just gives you so much joy, doesn't it? A NASA DJ. Sergio Busquets has retired from football today. Sergio Busquets, one of the greatest. Leone of Liverpool. He is out for a year. For 1 year, Liverpool have confirmed. It's all happening. Wolfie, good morning. Happy Friday to you.
Morning, mate. Do people watch YouTube at this time of the day?
They do. They do, mate. Yes, they do. And you know they do, because if something happened in the world of Forest, you would be live right now.
Oh, mate. Yeah, well, Ange broke at 9:15, and I ain't gonna lie, man, I still hadn't even had my morning piss, put it that way, man.
You were like, oh shit, announce it in 2 hours. I
was like, freaking hell, man. Can't they just do it at a civil hour, man? No, I'm good, mate. I'm good.
You know the funny thing, during the transfer window, it seemed that every bit of news about Spurs, it kind of broke at like midnight. And you know, when you're like, oh God, do I get? Yeah, I'm getting out of bed, aren't I? I'm getting out of bed. Oh, Savio might be joining Spurs, right? Let's go live. Dedication, I think.
Yeah, I prefer it later than earlier. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
there is stupid late, because Forest did the same. So they announced Nuno officially gone at like 5 to midnight, and it was like, oh, man. But yeah, people were ready and waiting, man. But more games though, man.
It is what it is. It feels like it's been a long week. There's been, like, you guys have played twice, right? Since we actually, have my boys, by the way. My boys have played twice as well. Should we start? Who do you want to start with? Do you want to start with Spurs or Forest? What do you want to?
Let's go with Spurs, man. Wake me up a little bit.
Okay, let's go with Spurs. We'll go with Spurs.
Tell me about this takeover thing, because my brother was messaging me about it. I was like, is it the Arabs? He's like, no. I was like, cool. Crack on, then.
Yeah, so it's look, I don't know. Again, we've had so much talk about takeover from Firework or Firehawk Holdings, whatever they're called. We had it from Amanda Stavely and her Saudi consortium. We've now got it apparently from Brooklyn Eric, who is a former DJ and NASA employee. Apparently he's trying to put together a consortium of billionaires to buy Spurs for £4.5 billion. But again, the club have said we're not for sale. Why do you think so many people want to buy Spurs? Is it the stadium?
I actually think, past my disdain for Spurs is the best investable club in the Premier League by a mile. If I had a couple of extra billion, right? Not that I do, I've only got one extra billion. I would be buying Spurs, because I get, when you look at, say, United, they self-sustaining in terms of the profit they make, but their debt is ridiculous. They need a new stadium, they need investment on the pitch and what have you. I'm talking about it from a commercial structure. As much as I don't like it, Spurs are probably one of the best organized clubs off the pitch. You got no debt on your stadium. You've got your Beyonce concerts. There's money being generated there. Someone comes in and it's kind of oven ready, to quote that idiot Boris Johnson. Oven ready Brexit deal right there for you. So to me, it makes a lot of sense. It would also cost you probably less than buying United, with the potential for more. So that's how I would see it. Like, if I knew one of my Arab sheikh uncles and stuff, and he wanted to cut me in 10% or something and ask me what club to buy, it would be Spurs. The other one I would look at is probably West Ham as a project club. I think that would be an interesting one. This is the London club, isn't it? But they don't own their stadium, so that's probably gonna, you know what I mean? So that's why I think people buy Spurs. From a commercial aspect, it makes logical business sense to buy Spurs ahead of United, as crazy as that may sound.
Yeah, it's crazy. And again, this is what all the pro Levy people before he went said, well, hang on, look, he's put us in this position. For all of the bad side of it, he has put us in this position. But now I guess there's a lot of talk, though, that we know that there were two, I say attempted bids, but notes of interest 2 weeks ago. And Spurs came out and our CEO, Vinay Venkatesham, said, no, we're not for sale. Nothing's happening. And you know, when you always think, well, yeah, even if we were for sale, you're not going to come out on a Spurs YouTube video and say, we're for sale, are you? You're just not going to do it. But are you surprised that the owners aren't selling? If they're not, let's assume they're not. Are you surprised that they're not? They bought the club for, like, depending on who you listen to, somewhere between like 25 and 100 million. And it's now worth 4.5 billion. If you're them, aren't you going, yeah, thank you very much, don't need this hassle?
The thing is, it's stuff we will never understand, Savva, in our wage tier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like there becomes
my YouTube wage tier. You mean I don't earn as much money as Expressions and Mr. Beast?
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're in the millions, they're in the billions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the way, chat, we don't earn millions. Like, breaking news, right? I'm joking a little, but it gets to a stage where after money, there's only so much you can buy it and do with money. The next ego thing for an alpha male is power. And that's where I think it is, like, and then it becomes project. So for them to sell for 4.5 billion, what are they going to do with that 4.5 billion? I don't think they could spend it in 3 lifetimes. But
I'd like to try. I don't know about you. I'd like somebody to say, here's a challenge.
Brewster's Millions.
Yeah, here's a challenge.
What a film.
Here's 4 billion, Savva. You'd never see me on YouTube ever again if I had £4 billion. Just so you know, I'd go right off the
That's
map.
how we get rid of you.
Yeah. You've got to get rid of me by giving me. I'll tell you what. I'll bring it down to a 1 billion. Give me 1 billion, you'll never see me again. Fair. Yeah, cool. Let's do that.
Do you reckon you could spend it?
Yeah. Oh. I mean, look, I suppose anyone could if you're buying absolutely everything in the world, right? Like if you're buying islands and businesses. But I mean, listen, the whole point for me, if I had £1 billion, I've always said, like, if I win the Euro Millions, like, do I want to go, right, I'm 42 years of age. Do I want to start going mad and buying businesses and stuff? Or am I quite happy to just, you know what? I'm traveling the world. I'm living the high life. 142 million. Do I really need to work? Do I need to worry about businesses failing and that? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I hear it, man. I hear it. But it depends what their motivation is. Look, the bottom line is, if they're saying Spurs isn't for sale, we all know it's bollocks. Every person, every business, everything has its price.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
So if the number is met, they sell. The question is, who is it going to be that buys you? If, let's just assume there is a sale.
Yeah.
And what direction do they take you in? If I'm putting your Spurs goggles on for a minute, I would not want it to be an American consortium. Like, for me, you want that the Arabs in. You know,
we want the Saudi money, do we?
You need what's his face, the one that won in United, Sheikh Jassim. That's who you want, because the Arabs don't care about the money. They'll just go in and it's projects for them. They got too much money, and this is a flex.
No, it's about the winning. It's about the project and winning.
It's about the prestige. It's about the Premier League, and it's about the flex and lifting trophies, right? So that would be the best option for Spurs. If Spurs got the Arab money, I would be worried. If I see you go in American consortium, we've seen too many of them in the Premier League, Liverpool, and I know
Chelsea.
Bad example, they're winning, Chelsea. You've even got others like Bournemouth are now American owned.
Yeah.
There's quite a few. So, and I don't like the American model, especially I feel the Americans want to NFL the Premier League as well. We saw Todd talking about an all-star game. Do you remember that a couple of seasons ago when he first came in, wanting this North-South all-star game? We've heard about games going across to America and things like that.
Wouldn't this make sense, though? The NFL stuff, wouldn't that, with the fact that Spurs have got the deal with the NFL to host NFL games at our stadium, plus I believe that somebody more intelligent will tell you, I believe we've got deals in place with DAZN for the boxing, all the concerts. Like, wouldn't it make sense from a business side of things for an American consortium to take it?
You know, now I'm saying from a business perspective, anyone who comes into the Premier League is going to make money. Let's be real. The Premier League ain't getting smaller. It's going to keep growing. I'm talking about from you as a fan's perspective, what your objectives would be. Their objectives would be to grow the brand in the USA. There is a big push for that. As you as a Spurs fan, how does that impact what you want to see? Do your objectives align with them? Spurs are not worth more than the whole of Nottingham. They couldn't even buy the castle. Castle's worth more. And it's what Noah said. Arabs are happy to lose the money because I know from my heritage, Arabs are stupid with money. They don't care, man. They're printing it in black oil. You know what I'm saying? So they don't care. They will just go in there to win. And this is why you saw what happened with Newcastle. Let's not forget when Newcastle got taken over by the Saudis, 3 days later, the third-party transaction rules suddenly magically appeared because of that closed circle of the Big Six that pushed it. What would be interesting is if one of the Sky Six get the Arab money, how's that closed circle going to react?
Sure.
And this is why I think you would succeed, because the other five will be like, all right, cool, you're one of the boys, we're good to go. So I think your quicker success comes from the Arabs. I think where you are now with Enoch and all that, do I see much change? Not really. And I reckon you'll get a lot of PR about how with Levy gone, we're going in this direction and that direction and what have you. Does that materialize onto the pitch? I'm not convinced.
Well, look, I mean, this is the biggest question, right? And this is why when Daniel Levy went and everyone was going, oh, this is amazing. I'm like, whoa, hang on. Enoch still run the club. So what I need to see from Enoch, if we don't sell, I think there's going to be a sale. I don't know how quick. I don't know if we're talking months or years, but they're going to sell. You don't build a business from 50 million, whatever, to 4.5 billion and never sell it. You just don't. The interesting thing for me is when we get to the transfer windows, are Spurs going to fall back into old habits, or should we say normality? Or are we going to actually continue to see players like Paulinho, Kudus, Xavi Simons come in? Is that a one-off window, or is that something we're going to keep doing? Now, lots of people saying, oh, well, even if Spurs get taken over, they can't spend the money. But the beauty of Spurs is we've got so much room with PSR. It's unreal. Like it's ridiculous how we have been run very frugally, if that's the word. We've been run very frugally that whoever comes in, and this again, I don't know if I believe this Wolfie. I don't know, but all the reports yesterday were saying that this guy wants to buy Spurs with his consortium, and that they're putting 1.2 billion aside for transfers. And when you look at you go, what? 1.2 billion? Like,
that's the biggest bollocks, isn't it? Because what idiot announces their transfer budget publicly? You're going to be dealing with other clubs. Oh, you got 1.2 billion Spurs. Okay, this 50 million pound player is now 120 million pounds.
Yeah.
And how much of your budget is left?
Over? Because you can't spend 1.2
And that's it. I said that to my brother. I was like, so it says, because he showed me the kind of announcement thing. I was like, that says 1.2 million for Frank to spend. I was like, where's the bit that says in brackets over 10 years or over 15 years? You know what I mean? What does that dilute it down to, like 100 mil and what have you? That's a pretty standard window. We saw Sunderland spending that much in that transfer window. So how much is that changing? So yeah, look, it's interesting. I think there's a couple of things we need to remember as mere mortals is that this bracket of buying Premier League clubs, there's only going to be a handful of people that can do it singularly, but there will be enough that can do it as a consortium. An investment thing. So it's quite a closed window in terms of who. Me and you can't suddenly go, you know what, Sav, should we just put our savings together and go and buy 3 blades of grass? You know what I'm saying?
Phone calls.
Exactly. So it's a very closed circuit, if you like, on people who can buy it. And within that circle, those people have got to have a current interest in buying it. So what I think you're going to see is this feeling out period for maybe the next couple of months where, yes, Joe Lewis and that are saying we're not for sale.
Yeah.
But they're going to see how many of these super rich are going to, pick up the phone, make the call. Are you or are you not for sale? If you were for sale, what's that magic number that you're looking at?
Yeah.
Because if you look at what United did, they had Jim will fix it and the Arabs. I don't think if there was one party that they would have sold, or at least sold a percentage, because you need that playing off each other, a bidding war.
Right. Yeah.
And we were talking about I think 3 people were involved in the United one. Someone did try to do an internet consortium. You had Jim Radcliffe and you had the Arabs in there, probably 1 or 2 others. But when it came down to it, it came down to 2, so they could do those blind bids. So yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating looking at the finances of it. But as fans,
let's be fair. There's a number, right? That I think when anybody's selling anything, there's a number that piques your interest, that tells you they're serious, and then a number that you will sell to you. So, when I was working in the city, a lot of it was the number that I want, the number that I must have, and the number that I will listen to. Right. And let's be fair. If Spurs value the business at 4.5 billion, for example, and a bid comes in at 4 billion, surely that gets you to the table. Surely that gets you to look, you're not getting it for 4. However, hey, my ears and my bank account are listening to this. But you're right. Everything's got a price. Like my house, I always use my house as the example, and it's not worth this. If my house was worth £1 million and I didn't want to sell, people can come knock on my door and go, 1 million. No, I don't want it. Somebody knocks on my door and says, I'll give you 2 million for your house. Now suddenly I'm going, oh, hang on. I love my house. 2 million. Hang on. What could I buy? So I think it's going to be really interesting. But what I love about it is this guy was a DJ, then worked for NASA. And then I'm seeing now, and I haven't read up completely on him, that he's now in like blockchain and crypto and all these apps, and he's now a billionaire in his own right, but not enough to buy the club. And he's got a 12 strong consortium. I mean, how do you have? I'm guessing in that scenario you have 12 people involved, but one person as the
silent
like
partner,
a Bowley, right? Like a Bowley who fronts it.
Yeah,
Gosh.
exactly that. He'll front it. He'll have the other 11. You probably assume that 10 of them are only interested in their long-term return on investment.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Couldn't give a shit if Spurs win the Premier League.
Probably no idea what Spurs is. No idea where it is. Couldn't point it out on a map.
Who's
kind of
Christian
thing.
Romero? I don't know who this
exactly. And at the same time, like, okay, fair play, because not everyone's going to be interested in football. They're interested in what's in it for them. And you'd be hard pressed to find any ownership in any football club in any of the major leagues who are there out of just pure passion and not what their return of investment is going to be. I think the closest probably my owner, but he's still in it. If he was offered, I don't know, 2 billion for Forest or whatever, of course he's going to sell. I wouldn't begrudge him it.
What did he buy it for?
A couple of hundred, I think 175, something like that.
Yeah,
he's
a businessman. If he's buying it for 175 and someone starts coming in and talking about £1 billion, you go, oh, hang on.
That's
my
tenfold.
Return on investment here is really good.
Yeah.
And then I go again and do it again. But yeah, listen, these are silly numbers, aren't they? It's just it's utterly crazy. But yeah, I'm just reading the actual article. It's quite funny. It says here that Eric and his partners are offering 3.3 billion to buy out the entire club from the owners, Enoch and the Lewis family. And the proposed new owners are ready to set aside a further 1.2 billion for player budget, including wages to back Thomas Frank. The total package would exceed the 4.25 billion record paid by Todd Bowley and his group for Chelsea. And the thing that makes me feel sick is this Eric bloke is 41.
41.
41. Yeah.
Well, we're in the wrong line of work, man.
Oh man, 41, and all the pictures they're using of him online is like him having a beer, him at fancy dress parties. Do you know what I mean? Like just like this kind of normal guy.
Living the life.
Anyway, listen, I don't know. The problem is now at Spurs, we knew this as well. I think any fan with half a brain knew that once we built this stadium and once we got the partnerships with the NFL and the boxing and the concerts, you must have known that there's going to be interest. And there's no naming rights on the stadium, Wolfie. No naming rights.
Why is that? I would have assumed that was the first thing that would go.
But does that make it more attractive for a buyer? Like if I'm like, about 3 months ago, we had the rumors and the reports that Aramco, who are the world's biggest oil company, were looking to buy Spurs. And then it came out that what they wanted to do was name the stadium the Aramco Arena or whatever it may be. Does it make it more enticing that whoever buys it could now broker their own naming rights, or would you want naming rights in situ?
I think either is a positive one. Do you know what I mean? If you get a good deal on the stadium naming rights, money's already coming in. If it's not, it's probably easier to have it there, to be honest, mate. Unless you've got plans, or you've kind of pre-figured out who you want and you've brokered a deal. Because even like the sponsors on the shirts these days, they're not easy to broker. Forest and Chelsea, for example, took ages to get theirs on. Chelsea haven't even got theirs on. So I'm just surprised more don't do it. I've always had this debate about the City grounds. Like I love the name the City ground, right? It's what I grew up with. But if Marinakis were to sell the naming rights to City ground, it doesn't change it for me. That's why I wouldn't be against it, because it will always be the City ground for me. If it, do you know what I mean?
It's like it's White Hart Lane.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
say Spurs are planning to stay at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I think that's. Do you know what? You know the
Doesn't even
Tottenham
feel
Hotspur
like it's fun.
Stadium,
Yeah.
right? It sounds like they've got the world's shittest marketing team and gone, right, guys, you've all got a week to come up with a great name for a stadium. And then they've gone, watch our PowerPoint presentation. Wait for it. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Oh, marketing it's shit, innit?
Mate, yeah, you know what, you say that, I guarantee you there was hours of meetings to decide and come to that conclusion. The Tottenham Hotspurs, and you probably had Levy there saying, yes,
I like it. Why didn't we think of that?
It embeds the embodiment of the club and its soul, you know, that kind of thing. But my point is, like, whenever I remember when was in Newcastle when they St James's Park got done with Ashley's, didn't it? It was called like
was it the Sports Direct Arena or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But like they were kicking up a fuss. I'm like, yeah, but you lot are still going to call it St James's Park. So take the money.
Yeah.
But as a fan base, it will still be St James's Park. I think it's the easiest money you can get that has no impact.
The emotions versus the business sense. Like, as a football fan, if you could call White Hart Lane whatever you want, like if the Zone bought Spurs, if the Zone put the naming rights on it, right, or the NFL, you could call it the NFL Arena, right? If you're getting £500 million from that and that's going into the football team, call it what you want. I'm going to call it White Hart Lane.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. Yeah.
But that for me was always the strangest thing, because the stadium opened in 2019. And the strangest thing for me was I was thinking, God, Daniel Levy in the world of business surely in the background of building this, he's been having talks about naming rights, surely. And then every year you're going, this must be the year. This must be the year. And everyone's been linked from Sky to DAZN to, I don't know, maybe Durex. I don't know, the Condom Arena. I have no idea, mate. But it still hasn't got naming rights. And have you been to the Spurs stadium? Have you been?
Yeah.
See, for me, when I'm there, a lot of it for me doesn't scream Tottenham. I think it's been designed this way. A lot of it doesn't scream Tottenham Hotspur. It's not like all the seats are clad in cockerels, and you know it's been left very clear for
open,
for naming rights, for NFL, for boxing, for all of these kind of things. But I do think we're very attractive for owners. I'll be honest, I'd be quite happy for ENIC to sell now. We've had them for 25 years. I think I'd be quite happy. But do you read anything into, since Levy's gone now? So Vivian Lewis, sorry if you know this, sorry. Vivian Lewis is, I suppose you could say, the owner. She's the head of the Lewis Trust. So when Joe Lewis was getting in trouble, the old 88-year-old billionaire getting in trouble for taxes last few years, suddenly Spurs went into, it's now owned by the Lewis Trust that's headed up by his daughter, Vivian. So, you know, when you hear people going, the kids are in charge now, the kids are in their 60s.
I was going to say, how old is she?
She's 62, I believe. But have you noticed, since Levy stepped away, the Lewis kids have been at every game? And you're like, you were like, what's going on? Like, is this a sale? I don't know what to believe at the moment. I don't know what to believe at Tottenham at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's something you guys will get an answer to overnight. Even if it was announced today that they're willing to sell, use Man U as the example. It's still, I think it took Man U 18 months to get 27% or whatever it was sold off. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that United model and sold part of it off, while they think that Spurs will grow and grow. Because the whole point was the Glazers didn't do a full sale because, one, it's printing money for them with their dividends and what have you, and they expect its valuation to grow over the next 5 years. So a partial sale could be something. And then that probably works out for the Lewis family, because the blame on any issues, if you look at United, the Glazers are genius. Because no one's talking about the Glazers now at United. They're all talking about Jim and how Jim's fucking up.
Yeah. Whenever I hear someone slag off United, it's Ineos.
Yeah.
It's what are Ineos doing? And the funny thing is, they own the smallest percent. If I'm not wrong,
20%. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Glazers are genius. So I wouldn't be surprised if your lot adopted a similar model. Said, all right, let's give up 20% stake, knowing that in 5 years' time, Spurs will be valued from, let's say, 3 billion up to 5 billion. So that 20% stake means absolutely fuck all to us now. And whoever comes in for that 20%, they'll get all the flag. They'll get all the flag. So some interesting names coming up in your chat, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Bro, I don't know what's going on here, my friend. Saying, don't know what's going on. Normally when I watch live, I've missed the start. It lets me take it back to the beginning. I don't know, my friend. Sorry, I don't know. I'll have a look afterwards.
You can rewind. You can rewind.
Yeah. I'm sure you should be able to in some way. Look, let's move on from Spurs and this. I mean, this article is absolutely brilliant that I'm reading. That apparently he's already got a 250 million stadium naming rights ready. So when I get to that stage, I'm like, yeah, sure. He's got stadium naming rights ready, but doesn't own the club. Let's move on. Let's talk about football, as in on the pitch football. Since we last spoke,
well, should we, seeing that there's 500 in here and 106 likes?
To be fair, that is shit, isn't it? To be fair, guys and girls, 106 likes. We should have 300 likes minimum. Come on, can we smash that button? If you haven't subscribed, please do. Subscribe to Wolfie. Even if you think he's the pantomime villain, you know you're going to get content because you know he's going to lose his shit with the Ange Postecoglou back and forth this season. You know it. And he's brilliant to watch in a watch-along. So please subscribe. If one of my...
I am 5 subscribers away from 32.5, by the way.
Up. There we go. Listen, Wolfie is 5 away from 32.5. Guys, over here, we are 55 away from 23K. 55. So if anyone wants to subscribe, the link is, I hope it's pinned. Have I pinned it? No, what an idiot I am. But also, if one of my mods would be so kind to put Wolfie's link into the chat, or did I just see it? Oh, I've got it on the screen. There you go. There's Wolfie's. Wolfie.
Go on, let's talk ball then. Let's talk ball, mate.
Let's talk ball. As Dan Potts would say, let's talk ball. So since we last spoke, you lost to Arsenal, you'd lost to Swansea. An improvement.
That was before we last spoke.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Before.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So before we last spoke, it was those two games. We said, okay, what are you expecting from Burnley? And you was like, it's got to be a win. Betis, yeah, well, listen, I think we're going to beat them, and that's our toughest game. You drew with Burnley after leading, if I'm not correct. And
yes.
You've drawn with Betis after leading as well. So what have you
losing after being behind?
Yeah.
As well.
What have you made of the last week then of football? What's happening? Are you seeing changes in your team? Are you happy?
I wasn't after Burnley. What was the Burnley score? It feels, you know what?
Wasn't it?
An AngeR game feels so long. Right? It feels, that Betis game feels like it went on for about a week, right?
Yeah.
Who scored for us at Burnley? I've gone blank.
If I'm not wrong, didn't Igor Jesus get both?
That was a Betis. Burnley, for the life of me, I cannot remember who scored.
Hang on. What's your club called? Nottingham Forest, isn't it?
Nottingham Forest.
Let's have a look. Nottingham Forest. So Burnley was...
Nico Williams, yes.
Nico Williams.
Thank you, Alfie. I remember it now. We scored early. Yes. It's come. Thank you, Alfie. It's all come flooding back to me. Yeah, we scored early. And then we dominated them Oh my God, I remember now. Zinchenko scored a fucking own goal, didn't he, the bastard? Right, so it's coming back to me now. Until that point where we scored the own goal, even though it wasn't credited as an own goal, we absolutely were just nailing them left, right, and centre, creating loads of chances and what have you. Now, when they scored that goal, I would say for the next 15, 20 minutes, like either side of the half time, they played the better team. And then this is going to surprise you. Ange made some subs that really did impact the game. He made a triple substitution in the 65th minute. And it just felt like we were going to win it, that there was only going to be one winner in it, and it just didn't emerge. But yeah, I wasn't too happy with the draw. I felt we should have and could have won that. This Zinchenko thing is starting to worry me because he's a natural inverter into midfield, and it just leaves this huge chasm.
Is this with Zinchenko you're talking about?
Zinchenko on the left-hand side.
Isn't that the perfect and
exactly? It kind of matches.
That goes into midfield, right? Yeah.
It matches with him. So there's a massive chasm on the left-hand side, which I think Arsenal fans complained about as well when he played. I just don't understand why you just don't play Zinchenko in midfield and then just put on a left back. That's a whole other debate. So that was a problem. I felt we'd been exposed down that left-hand side. Then against Betis, bro, I gotta say it was the best football I've seen in years. That first half was scintillating.
From an all-round perspective, or from like an attacking perspective,
everything was absolutely so. We only gave up one chance, which they scored from, which was down to Anthony doing Marasso and finding a quick pass to Bakambu. Do you remember Bakambu, bro? Like, I didn't know he still played football. He's 34. I remember him best from like FIFA 18. Do you know what I mean? It was like crazy. So he got the goal. But what I really liked was there was no drop in momentum. Forest were like, okay, they've scored. Fuck it. We're just going to go straight up the other end and score. And we scored just a Brazilian style goal. The passing, the interchange of play, the one-touch football, ball out wide to Gibbs White, crosses it, low cross, Igor Jesus, perfect position goal. And you're like, wow, I'm not used to instant responses as Forest when we go behind, right? And then 5 minutes later, a corner goal. Douglas Luiz, what a player he is, by the way, whips the ball in, beautiful header by Igor Jesus. And then the bombardment began. Like, Callum Hudson-Odoi misses an open goal from 2 yards, bro. I don't know how he misses that and hits the post. You had loads of other chances being created. We went in at half time. And I don't really look at XG, but my chat was saying it to me. And they were like, their XG is 0.13 and ours was like 2.84. I don't think I've seen Forest XG above 1 in the last 3 years, right? So you come out in the second half, you think we're going to win this comfortably. Yeah, but Douglas Luiz came off with a suspected hamstring, or they said he felt his hamstring. Yeah, I thought your eyes would light up at that one. So he came off as a precaution.
I'm not saying anything, I'll get in trouble.
It was a precaution. He then brought Gibbs White back into the middle, and he went to a two-man midfield, and we lost the midfield battle. And then it just slowly, you felt Betis were grinding us down, and it was inevitable they were going to equalize. So overall, I was extremely happy. I've seen some really good changes. You got to remember, like, I'm coming from a position of being starved from attacking football. It's been pretty much my whole life as a Forest fan, bro. Like, I was saying to the rest of my boys on the channel, I was like, when was the last time we had an attack-minded manager? And I think I have to go back to, like, Paul Hart is the last one I can think of. And that was back in, 2002-ish, something like that. It's been a long time, right? So I'm liking this attacking football. I know why you're smiling, because we had the whole Conte thing, and then Mourinho.
I'm just thinking back to the first 10 games, and we had him, and I was
exactly. At least you were winning those first 10 games to get me. So like,
Wolfie, I was making videos in those first 10 games, going, "What a breath of fresh air! This guy's great. He plays.
He really is, man. I can't lie. I can't lie, right? But I still hear your annoying fucking voice in the back. I don't know, 10 games, and all this shit, right? But I'm in the position right now. I'm long-winded.
Listen to your voice all the last 2 years, giving it to me when Spurs lost week in, week out.
The game is the game. The game is the game. But my position right now, long-windedly, I'm coming to this point, is I'm actually really enjoying watching Forest play. And I'm shutting out your stupid, annoying voice in the back of my mind for a couple of games because you know what? I miss just enjoying watching football, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a case of fucking hell, man.
Can I ask you the obvious question?
Yeah.
I get it, but obviously you're 4 games without a win.
2 games undefeated.
How long does enjoying it overweigh losing? Like I know you haven't lost the last 2 games, but like if you were to go 1 win in your next 5 and you've got 1 win from 9, do you still sit here and go, oh well, we're playing some good stuff, or are you like, hang on, this man isn't winning games? So
I lose my shit, man. I have a
Right.
very short fuse, short fuse.
I know.
Yeah, so like I will turn. I could turn tomorrow. I could turn in a week's time. I can't tell you my intention is never to turn, but when I start to see patterns developing, that's when the alarm bells start to kind of go off in the back of my mind. And once I hear that alarm bell, usually I'm never wrong. Like 60% of the time, I'm right every single time, as the saying goes.
It's that gut feeling, isn't it? Where you're like,
it's that gut feeling,
Yeah.
And I haven't got it yet. But it then becomes a thing. I don't know how to explain this. Is do you suppress that gut feeling, or do you just trust your instincts on it? I look at it like the way I kind of objectively look at this. I don't know if you'd agree or not, but I think Forest have a better squad than Spurs did under AngeR, and I think Forest defensively.
So the Forest squad you've got now was better than the squad we had. He had
when you had AngeR. Yeah,
I think for depth. Definitely. I definitely think for depth, yeah.
So that's kind of, and I'm thinking, okay, with the better squad, with fitter players, because obviously he ran that narrative, and I say he ran that narrative about injuries, like how is that going to pan out? We haven't got, as much as you want to banter the hamstrings banging all over the place, there's only right now AngeR who's out, and he was out the day he heard AngeR had signed, right? It's just self-inflicted his hamstring. So squad-wise, we're looking good. I want to see what pans out. If you could offer me, and I said this on my pod last night, I would rather win 4-3 every game than win 1-0. I want to be entertained, bro. I'm starved of entertainment. Sure. And just provided that. And I'm very open.
2 years ago. You're me 2 years ago. You are me 2 years ago.
But I'm you with a better team as well.
Well, I mean, maybe we'll see. We'll see. I want, as I said to you, I want to see. So your next 2 games, right, in the league are
Sunderland and I want to say Villa.
Hang on,
it's either Villa or Newcastle. It's one of those 2.
Okay, so I'm going to remove your Europa games, right? Your league games coming up are home. What is it? Tomorrow to Sunderland.
Oh shit! Tomorrow.
You've then got Newcastle away. You've then got Chelsea at home.
Oh, Chelsea are in that. Okay.
Bournemouth away.
We lose that one.
And then Man United at the City Ground.
Wait, when we got Villa?
I can't see it on here, mate.
I swear we had Villa somewhere. You might be right. I haven't really looked past Sunderland.
You've got Villa in. I think Villa's your first game in the new year. Villa's your first game in the new year.
Oh, gone. Why did I have Villa down here? Okay, anyway, I believe you. So let me just bring these up so I can.
My question is: so Sunderland, Newcastle, Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what? I
so
get
here's
it.
What I see.
You want to see that. You want to see the attacking football. I get it. Listen, I think all football fans do.
No, but wins have to come.
But of course. Yeah. Now it's early doors.
It has to be Sunderland for me tomorrow, and not just beat them, but smash them. Like I'm gonna do a Hooks thing. I'm not gonna go 10-0 like Hooks said for us. So hilarious. But I think, look, Sunderland, we should comfortably win that one. I know they're good, but if you look at their away record, they've been getting a lot of their points at home. Midtjylland, we should win that as well. Newcastle, I don't know. We have mixed results at St. James. What was he like at St. James's for you?
God, I can't even think. I think we
didn't
lost.
You get smashed like 5 in like 5 minutes? Was that under
him? That was under Stellini. That was when Conte had gone. So we lost both games at St. James's Park, if I remember right. We lost 2-1 there last year. I want to say 2-1. And then I think we lost the year before somebody in the chat with a better memory than me. I know we lost both.
We're getting old, mate. We can't remember. I couldn't remember last week's result. So Newcastle, I don't know. I think we beat Chelsea at home. Bournemouth, 100% we lose that. We haven't beat Bournemouth since like 2015 or 14. They're our bogey team. I hate those pricks. I hope they get relegated. I hope they stop existing at some point as well. But
I mean, but look, when you look at it, right? Look, you for me, you have to beat Sunderland. You've got to, like, you've got to. Then Newcastle, Chelsea, and Bournemouth. It 3 games in a row. That's a tough 3 games, isn't it?
Yeah, but then we got
2 of them are away as well.
We got a freebie after that. As long as Scammerim is still
United.
There. Yeah, as long as Scammerim's still there, we'll beat United. So I expect him to pick up some random bumps. I think we beat Sunderland, draw maybe at Newcastle. I don't know, and then Chelsea. I've got a feeling we beat Chelsea. I would, if you said to me, give up a win to beat Bournemouth, we need to beat Bournemouth. I'll tell you what, if he beats Bournemouth away, all the AngeRers, I'm pretty sure Andy's probably in the chat. He's following me everywhere right now to make sure that everyone knows he's AngeR, right? I think even they would be more accepting of him because we can't beat Bournemouth, man. It's impossible for Forest to beat Bournemouth. So, and you guys, we beat United twice last season. You slapped them 4 times, didn't you? So AngeR's got their number. So I'm quite confident.
By the way, I feel that you will pick up some results. I don't know who, I don't know where. Obviously, I think that the test for you guys is going to be twofold for me. Tell me if I'm wrong. First of all, last season you were a very compact, well-organized, well-drilled team. So you're kind of going into games knowing, well, we're not taking a hammering here.
Yeah.
And you played once a week. You've now completely flipped the script on how you play, but you've got to factor in you are playing midweek now as well in the Europa League. How much impact do you think that's going to have? You know, because he's got some depth, so he can rotate. But what I saw of Ange at Tottenham was the rotation. He very much liked to keep an 11, if that makes sense. So be interesting to see what he does with you lot.
I think, well, one, the more impacts I'm concerned with is on me. Because, bro, like, seriously, I've just finished the Betis game. Normally, I can, put my feet up a little, do a post-match analysis, couple of live podcasts. Boom! Straight into the next game, man. It's like, you didn't warn me about this midweek crap, Sav. You didn't warn me about it, right? So
it's thick and fast, man. It's thick and
fast, man.
When did you play? You played Wednesday, right?
Wednesday, yeah.
All right, so then you get 2 days and you're back at it. Same as us.
I remember saying, I was talking to Nick after the game. I was like, all right, so tomorrow we'll release this. And then Friday, he goes, what are you talking about? He goes, you're playing Saturday. Because we need the preview done tonight. So it's ready. Kind of thing. I was like, fuck no.
It's mad. When you see, I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy it when Spurs played once a week. It's really different. I mean, look, first of all, let's from 2 perspectives, Wolfie, and you will understand this, right? One, it's the fan perspective of, oh God, we're not playing for 7 or 8, 9 days, depending on whether. But secondly, it's the YouTube thing, right? You know, when you say the YouTube thing, right? When you're a YouTuber
thing, that is a
your
YouTube
club
thing.
Doesn't play for a week to 10 days to 14 days, it is painful. Like, you are like, come on, where's the content? And I need something to happen. But listen, I think you'll get out your Europa League thing as well.
I'm very happy, and that's what's put me in this positive spin, because Betis away, as much as the boys want to troll me on YouTube, that's our hardest game by a mile. Our second hardest is Porto, but that's at home. So I'm not too worried about that one. The rest are all fucking teams most people haven't heard of. So we should get through that and get through it comfortably. I actually think we finished quite high up in the 8 that automatically qualify. 4-1 the year before.
I remember because what happened was last year when we lost there 2-1, people started doing that whole, well, it's an improvement. I'm like, no. A defeat is a D. I don't care if it's 4-0 or 2-1. You've lost the game. But look, I genuinely don't know. Listen, it's difficult for me to talk because obviously everyone knows I didn't want Ange in any way, shape, or form at Spurs. But it doesn't necessarily mean I think he's just going to do a terrible job with you. But it's difficult when you've played your first 4 games and you've not got a win. Suddenly, it does put pressure on Sunderland at home. It does, because if you go 5 games without a win, And then you go, shit, we've now got a European away. Is it away, the next European game?
No, it's at home.
Okay, so then you've got a home
I think it's
European
at
game,
home.
followed by Newcastle away, followed by Chelsea. Suddenly you're going, hang on, you're 6 games, 7 games, 8 games without a win. It's a lot of pressure on Ange already because he's not had the new manager bounce. He's not had it.
Yeah. And
Which is the
also,
opposite to
he hasn't
us.
had a game at home. This is his first game at home. All of them have
Really?
been away. Yeah, it's been crazy, man.
Oh, wow.
All
Okay.
games have been away. So that's the other thing that I've kind of been thinking about in the back of my mind. Okay, it's been harsh on him. He's come into Arsenal away, which we've never won at Highbury, Emirates, whatever it's called. He's come into the League Cup. Okay, that one he fucked up. We should have won that one against Swansea from a 2-0 position.
Sure.
Burnley, and is it his fault?
They are owned by Snoop Dogg and Luka Modric. So, I mean, the story writes itself, right?
Exactly, man. They were probably all high on the pitch and what have you. There's probably certain, fumes going around that ground. Burnley, I would have expected us to win. Huh?
Just quickly, here's some. Romano's just said, I don't know, it's like this is the transfer window. Romano's just said that Cole Palmer's out for 3 weeks. So I don't know if that's. I don't know when you're playing them. I don't know if that.
18th of October.
Oh, you're playing them. Oh, you put the 18th. Oh, okay. So he'll probably be back by then. Okay,
probably, but not fully fit. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I'm trying to find positives for you, Wolfie. That's what I'm doing here.
Yeah, no. I think we'll know a lot more after Sunderland. My question is, what's he gonna do with the wingers? I haven't been too impressed with any of our wingers. None of them under Ange. And
so hang on, who have you got? You got Hudson-Odoi and
Hudson-Odoi
and died, didn't you?
Ndoye, I've got serious question marks over. We've got Bakwa, who I really like, but he didn't play that well for me in the last game at all, and he didn't do great against Burnley. And then Callum Hudson-Odoi, I don't know if he's just missing his mate Elanga. He just looks like he's spent. He's not that interested. And then the other one we got is Hutchinson, who Nuno omitted from the Europa League squad. I don't think Hutchinson is that guy, but he would have been useful on Wednesday. So I still don't think. And the other thing I'll say here is I don't know Forest best 11, bro. And me and you, we study our teams. We've been going through it all summer and what have you. If you said to me, what is Forest guaranteed best 11 to win a game? I don't think I would name the same one as Ant or Ez or Ben or Rob or what have you, right? We'd all come up with different names. So I think Ange, who's come in for like 12 days, for him to know what Forest's best team is, if we can, not that I'm some kind of oracle, but as a fan who you think will work in a certain position, I'm still discovering that as well. So I want to see what he does at home. Then I'll start to judge. Then I'll start to make my proper judgments. But my judgments right now are I'm really enjoying watching Forest play. I'm probably going to end up back in A&E because last time Forest did that, I had a suspected heart attack. I nearly had one in that first half, bro. It was like, it was fucking so high octane. That is
one thing you're going to get from him.
Crazy, man.
You will have very few games of calm. Yeah, you will.
Great.
With Thomas Frank, we're going to have games where it's high octane, but we're also going to have games where it's quite pragmatic, and fans are like, "I want to see more." But just so you know, and you know this, that the high octane comes with a lot of goals going in at both ends. So you're gonna be entertained. You will be entertained.
It's kind of Kevin Keegan's settings, isn't it? We'll score one more than you style. That's the last manager I kind of remember in my lifetime being like that. But even he wasn't this frantic.
But what you're going to have, it's the same with anything. If you run out 4-0 winners tomorrow against Sunderland, you're going to have, oh my God, Ange ball. It's amazing. And rightly so, right? You're going to, oh my God. Then you lose the next game through 2 high-line goals that you've given away. And that energy goes to pure frustration. And this is where my biggest issue with Ange as a manager was. It was that I knew that every game was going to be a carbon copy of the game before. And that's okay if you're winning, right? That's okay if you're winning. When you're not, fans put up with it for so long. Every football fan in the country, don't they? Whenever they get a new manager, right? Not every fan. Most fans go, want the next manager to be attacking. We want them to be progressive. We want them to be innovative. They want all these things. Then when they start seeing all of these things lead to your team not being able to defend and concede goals, yada, 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 suddenly people start going, God, I just wish he would adapt a little bit. And I hope he was a little bit more pragmatic. That's football fans, right? We all do it.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because like, you can say the same in the opposite being true as well. The being defensive and winning and boring is fine as long as you're winning. Being defensive and getting tonked or losing is not fine while that's happening. And then exactly what you said, I've never seen a manager who's come in where I think most fan bases are accepting of a new. I just think the only one university wouldn't be accepted anywhere is Gareth Southgate, right? Yeah. But any manager who comes in, there's no one who wants him, man. Like, I would be automatically Southgate out. Like, if he's
going what I want. Who at the moment in YouTube world would I like to see have Southgate as their manager? Right, United. 2 people. One, I like Joe. Hope you're watching, Joe. I'd like Joe to get him at Leeds. There you go. Next
he would be all right with Southgate. He would be all right with Southgate.
Right. Let's get. Well, there you go. I want Joe to get him. Who else? Do you know the funniest for me would be if Arsenal got him?
I'd love that. Pots and Turkish.
I'd love that from Arteta. Can you imagine? Potsy,
they'd be begging for Arteta back.
North side. Can you imagine if they got Southgate? That would blow up. God, that would blow up. Be amazing. Yeah, Southgate. Guys in the chat, people in the chat, let us know if you would like to see Gareth Southgate take over any club in the Premier League for banter purposes. Who is it? If you can say your own team, but
Arsenal or United. Arsenal United for me.
Oh, United. Can you imagine United getting Southgate?
Cass, oh my God. I would have a field day with Cass.
Oh my God. I'd ask Cass to go on Never a Foul every day. Every day.
I'd just be like live 24-hour streaming, man. It'd be hilarious. But yeah, my point was that, like, every manager that comes in, do you notice this pattern? And it doesn't just have to be Forest or Spurs, it's any club. When they come in after 2 games, everyone in the fan base is like, yeah, I can see signs of the identity that he's trying to implement. That keyword, the identity, like as if there's this CV that comes with the manager to say, this is my identity, and you will get to see it in minute 47 of this game, right? And then
I see. But the thing is, football fans, this is all football fans, right? We don't just do this with managers. We do this with players. Have you noticed, like, I see something in him. Half the fan base are going, this guy's dreadful. The other half are going, I see a player in him. I see, and he's got a ceiling, and you're like, oh my.
And it's also, man. You know what I love when I do my player ratings, right? I remember, I think it was either the first or second game. I can't remember which one. Dan Ndoye scored a goal, and I thought he had a shit game. So when it came to my player ratings, I gave him like a 5 or a 6, an average score. I thought, go. Right? My chat had given him like 8 and 9s. And I'm like, why? They're like, he scored. I was like, okay, even I can score a goal. I could goal hang for 90 minutes. If, the right conditions happen, the wind blew the right way, it might come off, my left testicle and go in. Does that get me a 9 just because I've put the ball in the net? But the significance of that goal and all that. I'm like, but I'm judging his performance, and the goal, yes, is good. But if you look at the mistakes that were, I'm not saying he made mistakes, I'm just using that as the example. Mistakes were made. This is why I've come to this conclusion that this should be his score. And you got an agenda. Can we
both know the player that typifies this more than any footballer in the world? Brennan Johnson is the guy you're talking about, right? Brennan Johnson is the guy you're talking about. Does nothing. Gets a goal, and then people go, I'll give him an 8 out of 10 stay. And you're like, whoa, he didn't track back, he didn't tackle, he didn't get crosses in, he didn't. But he got to the back post. Listen, you can't argue it because goals are goals. But this was Wednesday night. Obviously, you wouldn't have seen it because you were playing at the same time as us. Wednesday night, we played Doncaster. And again, I watched Johnson and go, there's nothing about you. But in the 94th minute, he's put clean through on goal, dinks it over the keeper and scores. And it's Johnson again, ole. And I'm like, for all game, he left.
Oh, that dink was shit, by the way. I love a good dinked goal, but he hit the keeper. You don't hit the keeper when you dink.
But he does score goals. So when people are always going to me, you hate Johnson, I'll say the same thing I've always said about Johnson Wolfie. Brennan Johnson will score goals. I can never take that away from him. As a footballer, I never want to watch Brennan Johnson. I can't be clearer about
you
it.
have to accommodate for him. He does score,
Sure.
but you have to play him in the right position. You have to play him in the right settings as well.
Sure.
Brennan Johnson can't play in a team that's constantly going to be in the opposition half. I'm repeating myself. He has to play with grass in front of him that he can run into. He can't dribble. He can't like skill a player up. He can burn him for pace. He's not really the strongest either.
No.
What for me, and he can't cross a ball with any air. All his cross, I don't know if he does it at Spurs. He can't get any clearance on the ball. It was always low crosses in. And he can't play on the left-hand side. Don't try and invert him on the left. It doesn't work. Brennan Johnson has to play on the right-hand side. He can't play in the 9. We tried that experiment.
Yeah.
He did it okay in the Championship, a little bit in the 2. But for me, he has to play on the right-hand side. And he will not track back. He was under instructions not to track back before. But he will still score goals.
Yeah, I'm still.
So I love him because obviously he was a huge reason we got promoted. I think he's probably where he should be in terms of performances. I don't see him kicking on to that elite level or consistent level, but he will get you what he gets you. He'll get you the goals, and in some circles that is enough. Mm. And when you're winning, it's good. But if you need to be defensive, I wouldn't put him on the pitch.
This is always been my difficulty with Brennan Johnson. It's if we're going to say today he grabs a goal, you go, okay. But if it's a game where he doesn't grab a goal, it is playing with 10 men. But listen, I know you need to go very, very shortly. There's a couple of super chats that are aimed at you. So I need to, first of all, George has said, George has been a member for 25 months. Big up to you, George. Legend. So can we get Savva to 30K? I don't reckon we will today. I don't think there's 7,000 people in here, but it's a great Spurs channel.
Give you 30K. That's generous of you, George.
Yeah, thank you, George. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. If anyone wants to go fund me to give me 30,000, I'm up for it. Big up to you, George. Eureka Johnson, thank you very much after yesterday's comments towards me. Sure. Big up to you, Eureka. Really appreciate the super sticker. Choo choo. And appreciate that. You've come back in again. Said, why do Forest hate Spurs? You think we are rivals, but you don't register on our radar. We helped you out big time on Johnson. I don't get it. Wolfie, for the 100th time, do you want to tell people why you have the thing with Spurs? I know why, but do you want to?
So my brothers support Spurs, and usually you find when two brothers don't support the same team, they will clash over football. But there is, I wouldn't say there's a rivalry, like taking me outside of it. There is animosity towards Spurs from Forest for the Gaza stuff in 91, for example.
91. He's holding grudges from 1991.
No. This isn't just me.
No, I know.
That, by the way, that's my first memory of football, right? So that was the first. That's fun fact. That's when I started supporting Forest. Like that's when I got into football. But there are Forest fans of that era who don't like Spurs because of what Gaza did. I don't. The other reasons I don't like Spurs is when you took Dawson, Reed. Who else did you know? Sheringham.
God,
there's quite a few of players that I really liked. So there's always that. But it's not a rivalry like we're bitter rivals on the pitch. We're going to go toe to toe to fight out same positions. It's
going to be interesting this year though with the Morgan Gibbs White and AngeR stuff.
That's brought you guys into our circle, if that makes sense. Whereas we didn't like you for those reasons. You don't like us for Marinakis. I think more Marinakis.
Probably. But listen, just quickly, I know you need to go. So Seven, who's been a member for 24 months, said it's going to be Dr. Forest this season, not Dr. Tottenham. I hope you don't get this tag. It's a horrible tag to have. And Mark Taylor has said, when does Wolfie think he will get a clean sheet?
Well, the last clean sheet we had was against Manchester United last season. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this kind of myth that our back line was as good as it was in the first 6-7 months of the season. And then it wasn't keeping clean sheets even towards the end of last season either. So fun little fact for you.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Listen, Wolfie, I'm going to let you go because I know you've got a really important meeting. Thank you very much. I'll see you, Nick. I'll see you on something between now and then. But
probably speak later or something. Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck for Sunderland tomorrow.
Cheers, bro. There's like nearly 600 in here, 215 likes. I expected that from a Spurs fan.
Yeah,
Prove me wrong.
the
Prove me
Spurs
wrong.
fans, hard
Prove me
work,
wrong.
hard work.
Hit the like button.
Cheers,
Yeah.
mate.
All right,
Big
I'll
up
see you
to
later,
you.
bro.
See you, bro. Take care.
Bye.
So yeah, so that's Wolfie. See, listen, Wolfie's a great guy. For all those people that don't like Wolfie, he is right though. He is absolutely right. There are nearly 600 people in here and 224 likes. Let's smash that button. By the way, for anyone who hasn't seen the news this morning, so Cole Palmer is out for Chelsea for 3 weeks, and they've just announced as well that Tosin Adarabioyo is out. So Chelsea look like they're getting a few injuries coming their way, as Spurs already have a number of injuries. I believe it was 9 on Wednesday night, 9 players out injured. Let's look forward to tomorrow's game. Wolverhampton Wanderers. This guy. Wolverhampton Wanderers, the Wolves fans inside. Wolverhampton Wanderers at home in the Premier League. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff. I don't know why these 8 p.m. kickoffs have suddenly popped up, but 8 p.m. kickoff against Wolves. Played 5, lost 5. Where are we at, people? What are you all feeling? By the way, last night, I actually had a beer with Mick McCarthy. There you go. There's some breaking news for you. So for anyone who knows who Mick McCarthy is, anyone of age should know, I was having a nice drink with him last night as I was out for a meal for my anniversary. And he was in there, and the owners that we know him and introduced, and absolutely lovely. Having a little chat with Mick McCarthy about all things football, all things for Thomas Frank, Ange Postecoglou, management in general, Europe, Tottenham. It was good fun. So let me know about Wolves tomorrow night. By the way, Angus, because I know what people are like. People will be like, oh, no, you didn't. There you go. That was last night. Me and old Mick McCarthy. There we are. Me and Mick McCarthy. Let me know what you think tomorrow night. For me, no excuses, really. No excuses, are there? We've got to be. I've got to be seeing a Tottenham win tomorrow night. Listen, I don't believe Wolves are as bad as their form suggests. I genuinely don't. However, at some stage, they're going to pick up points. I just don't want it to be Tottenham. And for obvious reasons, being a Spurs fan. But the problem with this is if we do drop those points, we start getting all the Spursy tags, don't we? We start getting the Dr. Tottenham tags. Like, Wolves, you've not been very well. Dr. Tottenham will see you now. We need to really get rid of that. So I'm hoping that tomorrow night at home, White Hart Lane, I want to see Xavi Simons in the 10. I want to see Kudus back to the right. Hopefully we get to see Mawani at some stage. I don't know what his fitness is looking like. And I really feel like we've really got to come away from that with 3 points. Also, as well, if you want to have a good season, consistency really does build momentum, right? And at the moment, we're on 10 points. We would end the weekend on 13 points. That puts you into a really nice position after the first 6 games of the season. So can we get that done? Can we get it done? We've not been good against Wolves lately, have we? Home or away? We've not. I'm sure we probably beat them in the last few seasons at some point, but I can't even think if we have. Last year we lost to them at Wolves, and we drew with them at White Hart Lane. Season before, didn't they beat us at White Hart Lane? Season before, I feel like we've. Hang on, let's have a look. Let's have a look at Tottenham versus Wolves. Here we go. So fixtures, Tottenham Wolves. Let's have a look at the head-to-head. So our last 5 matches against Wolves. Wolves 4, Tottenham 2. Tottenham 2, Wolves 2. Tottenham 1, Wolves 2. Wolves 2, Tottenham 1. And Wolves 1, Tottenham 0. So Spurs, we beat them 6 games ago. 6 games ago. So we haven't beaten Wolves since 2022 with a Harry Kane goal. We have not beaten them since 2022. 2. Not good. I mean, if we're going to be brutally honest, this is not that's not a good look for anyone, is it? Listen, I think Wolves are a good team. I think they've done really well. They came up, they stayed up. They bought through a lot of managers, a lot of players. They've had some really good scouting, made some good money through those player acquisitions. But to not beat them in 5 attempts is pretty poor. Is this just one of those things where it becomes 6 and we go, God, this is a bogey team? Or is this the old Spurs? Is this the old Spurs? I don't know. Genuinely don't know. But what I do know is this. Thomas Frank has added a bit of a steel to us, hasn't he? A bit of resilience. We don't seem to lose games. We've lost one in 8 competitive games since he's taken over. I'm not counting PSG on penalties. So for me, we've got to rock up. Everybody, give me a score prediction right now in the chat. Give me a score prediction. Tottenham versus Wolves. Tottenham versus Wolves. Of course, the first one in there is AngeR saying Spurs 1, Wolves 2. Oh, God, I really hope you lose this weekend, AngeR. Whoever you're playing, who have you lot got? Let's have a look. Arsenal, who you got? Newcastle away. Come on, Newcastle. Come on, Newcastle. Oh, we're all Newcastle fans. Henry's gone with 3-0 to Spurs. Carlson has gone with 3-0 Spurs as well. Hendra has gone to 2-0 to Spurs. Lots of 2-0s, 3-0s. Oh, it's all happening. Mark Taylor, 2-0. Chris LaPlante, big up to you. By the way, channel members like Mark and like Chris, etc. 3 p.m. today. There's a channel member only show, 3 till 4. I'll put the link to I'll send it to all the members only, not to anybody else. So I'll send the link. You have to be a member to be able to join at 3 p.m. I know some people won't be able to make it, but the members channel is members only show is going to be at 3 p.m. Also, for any of you who have not subscribed, we've had 8 new subscribers today, which is lovely. Thank you. And we are now 51 away from 23,000. Let's see the scores coming in. So Chris, big up to you, has gone with 2-0. Aro's gone with 3-1. George 1-0, 3-0. Daniel Harris, that's the spirit, Dan. That's the spirit. 1-0 from Dan. 2-1. Spurs 3-1 to Newcastle. Oh, Mark, what a double that would be. Put a tenner on those two on a double with the bookies and make some money back. 1-1. Oh, another 1-1. Hang on, Ian, JD, Dan Harris. Look at this. Some of my members going with a 1-1. Tony's gone with Spurs 3, Wolves 1. That's the spirit, Tony. Spurs 3, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. 1-0 Tottenham. 2-0, 3-1. The old Desmond. I always know who's going to predict a draw. I knew you would, Philly. I knew you would. Stephen thinks a comfortable Spurs win. I'll take that, Stephen. I'll take a comfortable Spurs win. 3-1, says Ed. Big up to you. 3-1, 2-0. 2-0 Spurs. I expect a 2. Yeah, I expect this, but hey, football doesn't work like this. How many times do you go into games like this? Yeah, don't worry. I will do, Rob. I will do before I finish. Don't worry, my man. How many games do we go into and you go, right, we're going to win 3-0 or 4-0 today, and then within 5 minutes you're 1-0 down, and you've gone, oh, this wasn't quite in the script, was it? And then you're relying on your team bouncing back, aren't you? But and you guys, come on, how are we not at 300 likes? 251 likes. Come on, people, smash that button. 4-2 to Spurs, 5-0 with a Tell hat trick. I'll be surprised if he starts. I'll be surprised if he starts again, the boy. Luco Ash has gone with 2-0 as well. 1-0 to says John Fitzpatrick. Yeah, he's got to. For me, he's got to. He's the creative outlet, and he'll get better and better and better. He needs minutes in the legs. You can see it. He needs minutes. He needs to get used to everything. He'll get better and better and better. Thomas said, big up Wolfie. Yeah, big up Wolfie every single time. Mickey Broom has gone with 3-1. I'll take 3-1. I'll take 1-0. I just want to beat them. 4-1. Jack. There you go. Jack likes the evening games as well. And he's gone with the 4-1. Thinks we're going to smash them. James Richmond has gone with 4-1 Spurs. And Mark said, I'll be shocked if Teller's a hat-trick of good touches. Oh, Oh, I'm not sure about that, mate. I'm not sure if I'm at the top of my. I don't even know what that means, but yeah, thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it. Ian's going to the game, so he said probably 1-0 to Wolves. Oh, don't. Oh, you can almost see it, can't you? You can almost see it. Listen, guys and girls, I'm going to leave it there. What I will say is before I go, Dan E has got a charity stream today at 5 p.m. Such a brilliant cause for a young lad, a young Spurs fan as well. I know when it comes to charity, it doesn't matter who they support, but he's one of our own. His mum came on to Dan's channel a few weeks back, or maybe a month back now, and talked about the situation with the young lad who needs a lot of money, a lot of care, got a severe disability, and these are the important. I say this all the time: forget all the football, forget all the banter, forget likes, forget subscribers, forget super chats, forget all of that. This is what we can do. We can put the platforms to good. And that's what Dan's doing today at 5 p.m. So yeah, there's his channel. Please get over there, smash the subscribe button. And he starts that charity stream at 5 p.m. to raise as much money as possible. So please show the love, get over there. And I'm a big fan of charity. I think it's, I think it's absolutely fundamental to the world. I think without charity, what have we got? Without that, we're all just greedy buggers. So look, please get over to Dan's at 5 p.m. Really will appreciate if you all show him that love and support. Look, I'm going to leave it there. What I will do is I'm going to redirect you. I'm going to see who's live, actually. I don't know if anyone's live at this time in the morning. Who's live? George is live. I'm going to send you over to George. Please get over there. Smash the subscribe. Say Savva Raid. Hit the like button for him as well. I've got a video coming out later tonight. So please get over there and give that some love as well. Much love. Take care. And as always, come on, you Spurs.